So it's Sunday night and I've literally not picked up my camera for the past 6 months. I've not made any videos at all, and I've basically just had my head down, sort of grinding, trying to grow the marketing agency. I think basically last time I made a video, we were probably doing between sort of 15 and 20,000 pounds. Now, since then, we've pretty much just niched into solar. And to be fair, since we niched down, we've pretty much doubled that. So I wanted to try and get back to making some content. We've systemized the business a little bit more, and I feel like probably in a slightly better place. So I want to try and get back to making some consistent sort of content and try and keep it as sort of raw and as sort of authentic as possible. So as I say, it's Sunday night. We're actually down in Wales at the moment. I'm staying at a pretty fancy hotel, to be fair, because we've got a wedding tonight, and then tomorrow we're driving back to Manchester. And yeah, as I say, back to the office. So I want to show you exactly this week what we get up to, you know, signing new clients, onboarding them, going to client shoots. I basically want to show you the whole process and exactly what I get up to. So it's pretty frustrating. I'm just in the gym at the moment and I've had 2 messages come through on WhatsApp. The first one is from a client that I closed last week on a video call, sent them the invoice, and they've just come back and said, basically they agreed to go ahead. They were going to pay for 2 months up front, and then basically they were going to pay for the video shoot. So it was around about £2,000, just over. Just come back this morning and said they're not going to go ahead. So I'll put the message on the screen here, but yeah, I'm gonna have to go back to them and try and work something out potentially, because I still think there's a deal to be done. Second message is a little bit more positive. It's from a client that I spoke to a few months ago, and they've decided to come back and they've said they're interested in having another conversation. I think quite quickly we'd get you profitable, and then we can, you know, sort of renegotiate from there. And obviously you'd have the results to sort of back it up. So I think it would, you know, that could work quite well. So yeah, I mean, we're pretty open to sort of working with you. It's just trying to work out what's going to be, you know,
I know we've got Facebook campaigns going now. We've got quite a number of campaigns already.
So I'm just about to jump on the final call of the day, and this is slightly different. This is a coaching call, so this is slightly different to the marketing agency, and I barely do any of these because I don't really have the time to, but I do like to do them. It's quite rewarding jumping on and sort of chatting to someone and helping them out. So this is a guy who I've been working with for a while now, and I'm helping him run ads. I'm helping him basically acquire customers, helping him with a little bit of sales, helping him with his funnels, basically all of that sort of stuff. So I'm going to jump on, probably have about an hour and a half chatting, helping him set some ads up, and then that is me done for the day. Hi mate, you okay?
Hi mate, you're not too bad, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you mate. How you doing?
Yeah, all good. Long weekend. It was a bit hectic. Didn't get back till late last night. But
it's always trying to weigh up the, you know, the quantity of the leads with the quality, and trying to get that sweet spot in the middle where you've got, you know, plenty of leads coming through, but, you know, most of them are decent quality. And sometimes it can just take a bit of time to get to that middle spot where we have to try and adjust the funnel and try and get to the point where, you know, we're happy with the cost that's coming through, but we're also happy with the quality. So I've just got back from a run. I try and do a run every single morning. I basically do like a 2.5 mile loop. Every morning when I'm back at home, I try and do that. We also got a deal in last night. To be honest, August, like last month, we had probably our biggest month ever. And then August has been a bit quiet because obviously everyone's on holidays, school holidays, all that sort of stuff. So it's felt a bit quiet, but we got a deal in last night. Basically, it's a solar company who does residential and commercial solar. We built the website for them. We spoke to them last night, and they've just gone ahead with with some ads. So now we're doing their ads for them as well. So we've got them to sort of start setting up today. We also are going out to one of our good clients who's been with us probably about like 8 months now. It's another solar company. He's not based too far from me. And we're going to go do a solar shoot. So what we do is we go with all the camera, the drone, we get loads of content for them, and then we put them into their ads. So yeah, we've got that to do today as well. So this is normally what I'll cook for breakfast. So I've got some minced beef here, 5% fat beef with some vegetables sort of like cut up. And then I'll normally have 3 scrambled eggs as well. I try not to have too many carbs. So I'm just here with Roy at Elex Energy, and we're just on a shoot today for some of their sort of social media and paid ads. So firstly, Roy, how have you found the shoot so far?
Very good. You know, you've come along, you've helped us out with the scripts. Yeah, it's fantastic. The leads are fantastic. You know, in the couple of months we've been working with you, we've had about 80 leads. Out of that, the quotes we've done and the surveys, we've probably got about 20 sales out of that, which is absolutely fantastic for a small company like ours.
It's Thursday morning, I've got the laptop and literally just about to sit at the desk and get cracking for the day. Now, just got back from a run, and to be fair, it's already started out quite a good day. We've just had a new client that's paid their invoice this morning, and then we've had a second new client which basically came in through one of our ads last night. I've just spoke to them on the phone briefly. They've agreed to go ahead. I've got a meeting with them at 11 o'clock, so in about an hour and a half, and I've basically just sent them the invoice and said, look, if you get this sorted, we can have the meeting at 11 o'clock, go through the setup and get you all started as soon as possible. So they've agreed to get that sorted before 11 o'clock, so that'll be 2 new clients today. I've also got a new car coming today, so it's a BMW 3 Series. So basically, I used to have quite a nice Mercedes, and then we were living literally right in the centre of Manchester, like in the city centre, and I just barely ever drove it, so I sold the car. And then since coming back, I'm doing all these video shoots where I'm sort of travelling all around the UK to sort of meet clients. So I just knew I needed a better car. So this car is like literally only a couple of years old. It's quite a nice car, so I'm not massively into cars, but I just thought I needed a new car because I'm doing so much driving. So that's actually being dropped off, I think, at about 1 o'clock today. So I'll show you that in a sec. So I'm just going to sit down now, go through some client ad accounts. I've got next week, potentially we're in London and Brighton as well, meeting clients. So I'm just going to get them booked, potentially book the hotel, so if that's all sorted. But yeah, that's the plan for today. Literally just picked up the car now, so I'll do a few shots of the outside. I'm just about to run back into the office now. I've got them 2 new clients to just start getting them set up. I've also got a bit of admin to do this afternoon. I think I've got a VAT return to review that I need to get submitted. And just a little bits of work that I need to get finished for the afternoon. So it's ended up being a pretty crazy day. I'm just finished the day now. It's about 7 o'clock at night. And obviously I've got the new car, which is great. We've ended up taking, I think it's about 5,850 quid in terms of actual cash collected in the business. And I think one thing I just wanted to come on, and obviously that is great. And, you know, 3 years ago when I was just starting out the agency, you know, to have made nearly sort of £6,000 in terms of sales, like I would have been, you know, in one day I would have been, you know, amazed by that. But I think one thing you need to accept is like, this money firstly is going into the business. You know, we've got costs and stuff associated to that money. You know, not all of that money is going to me. We've got VAT, we've got tax, you know, we've got people to actually pay. So it isn't all, you know, profit. And then I think the second thing is to realize that, you know, one thing I've learned over the last couple of years, especially if you're sort of doing lead generation or whatever service you're offering, you know, every payment you take, you're accepting pressure and you're accepting stress. You know, if something goes wrong or a business is struggling for work, you know, the first person they're going to come to and start sort of trying to speak to is yourself, and they're going to be putting that stress and pressure onto you. So I think one thing I've learned is you really have to have like quite a high stress sort of threshold. If you really want to push the agency and you really want to make some decent money, you've got to accept like decent amount of stress with that as well. And I think that's one thing right at the start that I just didn't realize. You know, you see all these people online making all this money and talking about what they're doing, but you don't really realize the stress and the pressure and the workload that actually comes with making that money and accepting that cash. So yeah, that's basically just what I wanted to finish the day with. So we're on Sunday morning now. I'm just about to head out for a run, and today we're actually heading to Liverpool, and I'm going to see one of my friends who also runs an agency, and we're going to go have a game of tennis. And then basically next week we've got a crazy busy week. We're going tomorrow, it's a bank holiday, and we're driving down to Brighton. So we're staying in Brighton. We're going to see one of our clients down there for a video shoot, and then we've got another shoot in London next week. So we're sort of all over the country next week. So I'm going to try and make another one of these sorts of videos. But hope you've enjoyed this video this week. I've tried to be as sort of transparent as possible. Probably didn't get quite as much footage as I'd hoped to, but yeah, hope you've enjoyed it.